You gotta do it like Howard.
That's Howard.
Oh, you're recording. Okay. Yeah. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the pre-market analysis and homework session for Wednesday, August the 27th, 2014. It is hump day, and we made it halfway through the week. And what a market we've got right now. Got some great stuff. I promise I'm not going to get into teaching mode like I did yesterday and go right to the open. That was bad. So let's get right to it. I do have to let new members know. My name's Doug McKay. I'm the founder and head moderator of Quantum Leap. We've been around as of last week, 5 years. Can't believe it's been 5 years. If you want to come in and check out our Skype room, it is a private Skype room. There's no charge to it. You can send me a contact request to Doug_McKay. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Of course, we are building the new Stealth Trader website, and you can send me an email at d.mckay@stealthtrader.com. Got some really cool stuff coming. Dang, I know it's been coming for about 3 months, 4 months. We've been talking about this now, but we're not just building a website, we're building a web portal and some really cool web applications. Next week, we are kicking off soft launch, which I'm going to allow the Quantum Leap members to participate in. Our Stealth Alerts is going live next week, so lots of stuff to get ready for. Before I get going, of course, I have to go through the disclaimer. This information is for the purpose members who want to expand their knowledge of business trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the traders or investment decisions made. Trading futures or any instrument involves a risk loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors can lose more of their initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see at Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan. Okay, let's start with the news because there is none. So looking at the news today, the only thing we got that is scheduled news is crude inventories. So not much news to trade off of. So we trade the levels today. Not a problem. We like the levels. Levels are looking pretty good right now. So let's start with what I like to do each day is start with the macro to the micro, just to make sure we know where we are in terms of the trends in the different time frames. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. We're trading at all-time new highs. We're above last month's open and last month's close. We've got great slope and separation against the 9 EMA and the 20 SMA. Trend intact. Going over to the weekly, same thing. We had that one down week, tried to break below the 20 SMA, couldn't, pop back up again and resume the trend. Got a little bit of a technical gap going on right here on the weekly. We got to pay attention. You know where my gap close is. I think the gap close is going to be in that 1967.25, right where our microcomposite VPOC is right now. Going over to the daily, but the trend is intact on the weekly. Going over to the daily, what a parabolic move. Definitely have a technical gap going on right here. We got possible inside day. We didn't get the possible inside day yesterday. We took it up to 2002. I still think the rule of 10 is going to play out, gang, and we'll see 2010. I don't know if it's going to be today. I've got levels I'm going to trade off of it, but we have to keep cognizant of the fact that we do have this possible technical gap that's got to be filled either through sideways consolidation or through time. And that technical gap, I think, is going to get closed now in around either 88 or 85.50, and I'll show you why. Just go over to the geometric chart. Again, not a lot to do on the geometric chart. I can't find an opposing fork for the life of me. This move has just been so parabolic. Even if I go down into the lower time frames, nothing really jumps out. So right now, the only information we've got is a move to test the upper line of the shorter time frame. Upward sloping fork takes us up into 2012. 2013 area. And of course, I'm looking for the 2010 rule of 10 to play out. I moved down to test the lower line of the longer term upward sloping fork. Takes us all the way down to that 1971 1/4. And remember how I feel about the double distribution that we've got at 67 1/4 and 71 1/4. Those are our two, composite microcomposite VPOCs that have a tendency to be shifting back and forth right now. We'll take a look at that at the composite level. Let's take a look at the trends going intraday into the market. Go to the 4-hour. You can see that the 4-hour starting to roll over. Actually, even a possible head and shoulders, but I would be looking more at this as a possible inverted cup. But you can see that we're losing some slope and we're losing some separation. We're kind of going sideways right now. But overall, the trend is still intact, and we can still, pop off the 9 EMA or the 20 SMA and go and hit that 2010 and complete the rule of 10. Good morning, Rafi. And going down to the 30-minute, a little bit of a different story. We popped up to 2002. There's a beautiful example of a technical gap that got closed, by price versus by time. And then from there, we've just been going sideways and accepting value in around this 1998. But we've got a little bit of weakness coming in, but no real trend in the making yet on the 30 minutes. So let's go down, take a look at it on the 15-minute. 15 minutes, a little bit different. We've got a little bit of a weakness coming in. We just went down and made new overnight lows. I want to make an adjustment on my journal there. New overnight low is down at 1997. Got a little bit of a technical gap here, so gap close, could pop us back up to 98. Let's take it down one more level to the 5-minute. And the 5-minute, we're created a little bit of a technical gap. Got a Mr. Sneaky on the 5-minute, so likely to come up here at least to the 1998.50 to close that technical gap. And maybe this Mr. Sneaky will be the beginning of this move up to 2010. We don't know, but something to keep your eye on. I look to Mr. Sneakies, as everybody already knows. So let's go and take a look at the big picture on composite. All right, so again, don't want to get too long-winded, but let's start with the bigger picture, okay, and the fact that we just broke out of this microcomposite balance, okay? The gap up on the 26th, the composite running from the 27th and all the way through until, which was supposed to be the breakout here. Sorry about that. And we've got our value area high here at 1978.75. We've got our value area low at 1928.50. Think about that. We're not even outside. Even if we get a move down and we get back inside of the microcomposite, we're not even out of value until we get below 1928.50. So a retrace and a move down is not going to be, when people start saying the sky is falling and we're going to get a big, a big downturn that's going to be long-lasting. Think about where that actually begins, and I don't think it really begins. I'm looking at when we break back out of balance and out of range of the microcomposite with a break below that 1894 CLVN and gap that we've got down there. Until then, it's just a normal auction. Our current microcomposite VPOC, okay, is sitting at 1967.25. If we come back down, it was sitting earlier before we came back down and traded at 67 again on this day. It was at 71.25. It had shifted up to 71.25. But currently, right now, we're in pure price discovery. There's a couple levels to keep in mind. There's the 1997. We were using 1997.75 yesterday as our line to trade off and what a beautiful line it was. I didn't trade it very well because I was very distracted yesterday, and then of course when you get a 5 3/4 point range, what the hell are you going to do with that? But Nino made a great trade. He shorted that level 2,250 and kept it short. So kudos to Nino. Good job yesterday. Our current balance and VPOC is at 98.50. We're currently just trading below it. We've got a gap still from the prior day, and the key level I'm watching right now for a bigger move down is this 92.75. Below 92.75, then we broke out of balance and we accepted value. We had rotation and accepted value at 89, and then we went and gapped up over the weekend and moved higher. And anybody that follows these morning sessions know that I'm always watching where we found value or where we tried to hold value, and where low volume nodes are that will move us towards a rotation towards those areas of price acceptance. And these these morning sessions are posted on YouTube, so do a search on YouTube under Quantum Leap Trading, and you'll find there's about 170, 175 of them, and my record speaks for itself. So let's take a look at overnight and start moving our numbers over and create a trade plan around this this structure. Where the heck is my? Oh, there it is. Can't see. So we just went in, put a new low in at 1997. So we have an overnight low at 97. Come on. Which happens to be our low from yesterday. Man, there's going to be some really nice confluence. I love the fact right now that the value area high is sitting right at the centennial number at 2,000. I love the fact that our VPOC is at 98.50 and our value area low was sitting right on top of our number that we were trading off of yesterday. So I really like that. Look where our overnight VPOC is. Are we accepting value? Damn right, we're accepting value overnight. Inventory is neutral. We've accepted our VPOC from yesterday, and our VPOC has shifted slightly, one tick to 98.75. Our overnight high is just one tick. One tick below our IV high from yesterday at 2,050. And really not much information beyond that the overnight session is going to give us. So let's get rid of it and take a look at the structure here. So 97, very important number. It's going to be an important number all the way around. It's going to be our overnight low, and it's going to be the CLVN. I think that below that, we could see that 95.75 naked VPOC. It's a CHVN, and it's our naked VPOC from Monday. So the way I be trading this is you got the 97.50. I think if they break and they move below this 97.50, they're going to take out the overnight low. Now here's the quagmire with that is I usually like to have at least 3 ticks to fund my trade. And we got the overnight low and the range low from yesterday at 97. So if you take the short at 97.50 and you get short at you really don't get a break. So you're really in this danger zone. So for me, the only thing I can do, and you know me, I'm always going to give you guys what I consider to be the safe bet, is you got to wait for this 97. And yeah, we got a 96% probability of taking out the overnight low or the overnight high, and considering that we're trading below the VWAP from yesterday and below the VPOC from yesterday, if we break that 97.50, we're likely to take the 97 low out. But the problem is, can you trade that? Well, it depends on what your risk parameters and your target parameters are. If you can take that 97.50 and feel confident that sellers are stepping in and going to take out the overnight low, get short, but you're going to have to fund or scale that at at 97.50. at 97. I can talk. Now, the better trade for me is if we break below the 97 CLVN, below the 97 overnight low, and below the range low at 97, then I think you got a really nice, decent trade down to take, to test the 95.75 and take out that naked VPOC and possibly go down and close the gap at 95. So for me, that's the better short. Now, it's different if I'm going to get long. If I'm getting it long and they come down and they pop and take out the 97 and responsive buyers step in, then I'd get long into the naked VPOC from yesterday and the close from yesterday at 98.50 in the overnight, and we're right back into this balance that we are trying to accept right now. Problem is, you really don't have another trade until we get up to 2000, and so 2000 becomes, yet another trade area, and I would use the 2000, but here's the other problem, and they've almost got us, bracketed, where you've got the exact same scenario above us that we have below us, whereas just above the value area high and a key centennial number is you've got the overnight high 2 ticks away, and the IB and the LVN from yesterday at 2007. So can you get long above 2000? Depends on your risk parameters. But again, all in between this whole area between 97.50 and 2000, there's absolutely zero edge. So what do? You got to sit on your hands, be a patient trader. Don't flip a coin, okay, unless you've got some other, methodology that you're using to find a trade, long or short. To me, you don't know which way this is going until we get a clear breakout above 2000 or a clear breakout below 97. So I'm going to be using 2002. I'm going to front run the all-time high at 2002.75 by 3 ticks because it's the HVN from yesterday. We didn't quite get a double distribution day. It's a little bit of a double distribution, but it's the price nearest the all-time high that's got the HVN and some price acceptance. And then, of course, I'm going to keep one running, and I'm going to go for the break of the 2002.50, and my first target above is going to be that 2005.50. In fact, I'm going to front run it just a little bit by 2005.25, but the real target that I have once we break back into the 2000s is the rule of 10 to play out at 2010. And just like I said yesterday, for me, it was a brave move, and it was a great trade, but it wasn't a trade that I wanted to put risk on the table with that short up in the 2000s. And then I missed the short below 2000 because I was got tied up, and then I wasn't going to chase. And unfortunately, my trade rules are very strict, and sometimes it's painful, and yesterday was certainly painful with missing the 2 key opportunities and having to sit on sidelines most of the day. So above 2000s, look for a move up to 2010 and whatever continuation, but I would advise trying to fade a move into the 2000s right now. That's just me, but I think you're safer to wait to break back below 2000 and get back inside value and back inside of yesterday's range where we've got some levels that we can trade off of. Below 97, I love the trade into 95 and 94 with the other side of balance and that range high all the way down at 92.75. So 92.75 is the CLVN. It's going to be an area I'd be looking for possible responsive buyers to step in. I'm going to use a target at 94.50 again as a scale area below. I'm going to get short below 97, get funded before 95, keep one running or multiples running, and scale near this 94.50, but I'd be looking for a move down towards that 92.75 before I really think that you'll see strong buying coming in. There's a lot of repair that needs to be done below us right now, and we could get stuck in these wicks, that we've got from the last 2 days. So I've got to be worried about that, especially in this gap area. But below the 92.75, I'm looking for a strong move down to 1989, because then I think that the sellers are going to become emboldened, and we've got the naked close down there at 88. But I'm going to be targeting the CHVN and the 2-day microcomposite VPOC at 89, with really not much below until you get to that 85.50. And you remember that 85.50 that we were talking about and trading off last week. So I'm going to use that as a trade level, and it's just below the naked VPOC at 86. Come on. And again, why won't that go on my chart? Okay, and then below the 85, everything shifts, and I think we move down to where we tried to hold value the last time we made an all-time new high at that 81.75. And I'm not expecting much more than that today, but the other side of that balance around that 81.75 is the CLVN at 1980. Okay, and then below 1980, we've got the value area high from the microcomposite at 78.75, and that I'm looking for, possible. You know what? I'm just going to move this 1980 because I think the 1978.75 is going to be stronger. So I'm going to move this down here. And then anything below there, look to push through. There's really no resistance. There's a little bit of resistance, support at 1976.75, but the big target below, and what I keep talking about, is this 1971.25 and 1967 area. So those are my extended targets below. Is the 71.25. Come on, 71.25 and 67.25. I won't even put a target there because it's so late and obvious with the naked close, the naked VPOC, and it being the microcomposite VPOC for the whole balance area there. So that's what I'm looking at on the ES. Let's jump over to the Russell. Now, I put my hypothesis already in the trade room, but I'll just go through it quickly. I already put my overnight levels. I just want to see if we made some new lows on the Russell as well. 74. No, we didn't. Okay. So right now, we have an overnight low at 74. Our high and our value area high from yesterday is 75. Just above it is that 1176.30. So 1176.30 is going to be a key level for us. So if we hold below that 1176.30, I'd be looking for, this test of 75. I even posted in the room that this would likely happen prior to me getting to the RTH session. Above 76.25, you want to get long into 77.50 overnight high, and just above that, the 1177.70, which is the prior microcomposite VPOC where they tried to hold value. But the big number above us is that 1180.10. And the 1180.10, again, I've been posting this chart for a couple of weeks. I think I first posted it back in July the 14th, so you can go back and look for that in Twitter and in the room. Is, you've got this upper distribution, and you've got this upper distribution, and the value area high there is 1180.10. Above that, you've got clear targets at 88, and the other side of that balance at the CLVN at 1190. And anything above 1190 gets shifts to this 1195.90 CHVN, and the microcomposite VPOC from the prior distribution area in these areas overlap each other. And then, 90, 95, 90, 1200, and you've got 1203, 80 where they tried to hold value, the 1210, 70 where the RTH all-time high is, and then of course the all-time high at 1212.70. So very clear numbers above us. I love the structure on this Russell, and then below it, if we get below the 75, you got beautiful targets below, 74 overnight low, just below that the naked close at 74 as well, I'm sorry, and just below that the VPOC from yesterday at 73.40. And then it's pretty toothy down here, all the way down really until we get down into the 69.70, maybe 70.50, that former gap close that we took out. I'd look for chop in this area right here. But if we get below the 69.70, look for them to come down and come back into balance around the microcomposite VPOC at 1168.30. That's the overall VPOC inside of this microcomposite value area that we broke in. We were watching, all last week on whether or not we were going to hold inside the value area low. We clearly now have accepted this value area, and our target all last week was with this 1168.30. We finally did it on the Sunday night in the Globex Open, and then we rotated back down to the 59 areas, found buyers, and held, and we came up and we made a nice move up. So right now, to the short side, you've got all the numbers we've been talking about now for almost 3 weeks. So pretty clear on this. You've got the just above the microcomposite value area VPOC, you've got the value area low, but I would be really using that 1168.30 as the target versus the one-day value area low, because it's going to become a magnet if we get back down there. And then the other side of that balance, you've got that 65.50, and then the 56 and 56.10, and below that we get back into last week's VPOC and the former VPOC where they tried to hold value on that last fractal high of 1168.60 down here at 1153.80. And once we get back down here, this is a pretty blunt area with a lot of undetermined fair value. So I don't think we're going to, we might pop up and test this 80, but as soon as we get any weakness coming in, there's a lot of repair in the Russell down here and a lot of undetermined fair value, all the way from 68.90 all the way down to 1139. Key line in the sand, really for a bigger move down towards that composite VPOC at 1116.60 and back into that lower balance area down in here is this 1136.80. And how long were we using that number to trade off of on the Russell? So that's pretty clear. Let's take a quick look at gold, and then I'm going to wrap it up because I don't want to run late today like I did yesterday. That's not my gold chart. I thought that my with this move down here, and let me draw my profile here. I don't know why it got lost. So current value right now and balance is down here at 77.80. And right in this area where we had found prior value and then bounced from. Where did we bounce from again? We came down, found buyers, they accepted value around the 77, 80, 78, and now we make a move back up. And we were talking about if we broke above the 81.40, that we get a rotation back up to where we PAL value before in around that 88, 87, and that's currently where we're trading. I was worried when we came down here that we were going to come down and get below the 69. I've got still got my swing long stop down at 66.20, and I thought I was going to get taken out this week. Now I don't think it's going to be that way. I think with the fact that we come up and we're trying to accept value again up in this 88, 87 area, we could make a move up to test this 91.20 again, and then anything above 91.20, you'd be looking for a move back up to 1296.10, and that's the composite NEPOC going all the way back to 2008, October the 24th. So that's still going to become a very powerful magnet when we get into its distribution zone. If we come down and test this 1281, 1296, 1290, 190. Somebody sent me a note last night saying, you know, in your session yesterday, you kept on referring to 1200s in gold as 19s, and I apologize. Sometimes I get going and I just start blurting out these numbers. We are in the 1200s. I know we're on the 1200s. So 1286. If we get below the 1281.20, look for a move back down to 78. And if they can't hold 78, I think this time they will come down and test the lower side of balance down here at 69. And below 69, we've got a lot of undetermined fair value in this distribution around the 1246, and we're likely to come down here. And I'll call uncle on my swing long trade. I won't make a lot of money on the trade, but I've already got profit locked in. So, but I'm not taking profit because I'm thinking it's going to hold, and I want to hold to get back up into those 1300s and hopefully get above that 1355 with that big target above still at that 1381 area. If you've been around in this room long enough, you know I've been talking about that forever. Anyway, that is going to complete our morning homework session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we will catch you on the flip side.